Hey, True Believers England teen here. It is Bad Comic Beatdown Live. This time we're going a little controversial. It is, as you know, by everybody stepping up and saying it is Gay Pride Month. I thought every month was these days. I didn't know we had to actually set one aside. But we decided, why not? Let's do one of the most controversial comics out there ever, the Rawhide Kid from the Max version. This was controversial because not only, of course, did they kind of confirm Rawhide Kid being effeminate and homosexual, but they did it in kind of a 1980s neighbor sidekick kind of way. So it pissed off everybody. Nobody was happy with this particular version of Rawhide Kid because, as I put up there, due to what I have heard from the young ladies and gentlemen here, hey, he's that kind of gay guy in this book. So we're going to be going over this. Hopefully it's going to be fun and funny because I'm, fingers crossed.
Yeah, wasn't he the first one that they actually retconned as being gay?
I don't know.
I want to say he's the first one I remember hearing about.
No, I mean, I certainly think it's the first one. They just decided to completely flip out a whole cloth. I mean, the whole thing about confirming was nonsense. I mean, they just decided, whoever it was just said, "Oh yeah, well, this would be a really great idea."
Yeah, it was done because he often wore more colorful shirts than what you're seeing right here in the old days. Kind of like Roy Rogers. If you watched a Roy Rogers show, you would think that Roy Rogers was by his colorful outfits and so forth. So maybe that's what they were going off of.
Well, I was about to say, I mean, that's what every Old West show did was, the hero or the particular person was in the brighter color outfit to denote that they're the outsider and that they're the hero coming in. I mean, don't get me started. It's just complete absolute trash. But
we should hopefully have some fun with this.
We should. Yes.
The whole thing is to see how far we can go while not getting my channel shut down or chasing away any of our gay lesbian viewers here. So just understand the way that we put that. By the way, I got to tell you something. We often talk about iconic covers. I kid you not, I count this as an iconic cover. Not just because the way he's blowing a kiss into the smoke of his gun, but by the way he's using his other gun to look like his dick. You can't get past it.
And the way the guys are checking him out too.
You gotta say, dude, they had some balls to do this cover, man.
Yeah. This was Dave Johnson, right, on the cover?
Yeah. Looks like Johnson, whoever Johnson is. Yeah.
So, folks, if you're going to a convention and Dave Johnson happens to be at the convention, go up to his table and say, "Hey, Dave, what was the thought behind the Rawhide Kid #1 cover you did?"
He's got one dick to blow and one dick to have blown. That is what's going on right here.
No. There was that scene with the two-gun kid.
Yes, but as we've heard from Mr. Graphic Man, he doesn't associate it that way.
I don't think so. Let's see. No, Comic Book Frog saying, you mean to tell me he doesn't shoot straight? He's going to shoot his load, and shooting his load may mean something else in this comic. There you go. Go up to his table and say, "Hey, Dave." Dressed as the Rawhide Kid. There you go. That would be kind of awesome. All right, let's get going. Rawhide Kid tonight will be played by none other than Eric Beck Issue Breen.
Hey.
We have a what is it? The Paw, the sheriff, played by LK.
Cheers, everybody.
And the young kid, played by Pixel.
I identify as Dr. Voxel for the evening. I have no idea who this Pixel fella is.
Right. Ma is going to be Maranya, and I'm going to be Cisco Pike, the bad guy. And Maranya and myself, and we'll be also taking random characters all throughout.
Okay.
So there you go, because they've got a real heavy load to carry tonight.
Yes,
so
yes, they do.
yeah.
And I'm going to shoot it.
I was waiting for somebody to take that one. All right, kids.
I hate it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Off we go.
A true legend isn't made, it's born. His name was Johnny Bart, but most everybody called him the Rawhide Kid. Where he was from, where he was going, remained, like most legends, cloaked in mystery. But one thing was for sure, if you saw the kid riding into your town, things would never be the same again. And this is one such tale. Rawhide Kid in Slap Leather by Ron Zimmerman and John Severin.
Slap leather used to mean going for your weapon.
Gun, yeah.
But now it has an entirely new meaning.
It used to mean going for your gun. Now it means going for your gun.
Hey.
Different kind of gun. It was the fall when it all started. That's my pa. You can see him sitting right there smoking his pipe. My pa is Matt Morgan. He's sheriff of this here town, Wells Junction. We moved here from Plum Springs 2 years ago after Ma, my first Ma, died of the consumption. Pa still gets real sad sometimes about that. I do too. And we both miss the farm. But Pa says this is a good place for us, 'cause he's needed here. And ain't nothing better than a man being needed for his job. For a farmer, Paul turned out to be a pretty good sheriff. I go to school down there at the church. Our teacher's Miss Ingalls from a far-off place called Walnut Grove. She's real nice and kind of pretty, too. I think my Paul likes her, but he's so quiet about things, I bet she don't know it. Plum Springs was a wild town to live in. There was always fighting and shooting. Wells Junction, well, that was just the opposite after Paul and me got there.
With Ingalls, is this a prequel to Little House on the Prairie?
Well, they refer to a lot of Western themed characters during this.
Well, it was for a while, at least.
You boys get out of that street now!
As we see a gang of thugs riding into town.
I thought I was supposed to describe as these wild horses just came through with people on top of them.
All right, kid, take the narration. I don't need the hassle. Go on ahead now, hey.
Well, that's what I'm trying to describe, as they come just trampling through. And these hooligans, well, they just rushed into that there saloon.
Oh, no.
Hey, who are they, Paul?
I don't know, son, but I best find out.
Maranya. Oh, wait, no, that's me. Hey.
That's you.
Oh, Maranya, why don't you take it?
What in tarnation is going on, Sheriff?
I'll let you know, George. Stay here with my boy, will you?
You don't want me to come along?
Let's not make it look like we expect trouble till there is some. Wait here. I'll holler if I need you.
And I happened to watch my pa as he went in that saloon. And as soon as he stepped in, you should have seen the faces all turned towards him and staring as he went straight to the bartender.
Give me a beer, Charlie.
You got it, Sheriff. Put it on my tab.
Obliged, Mr.
Pike. Cisco Pike.
I'm Sheriff Matt Morgan. You're a famous man, Mr. Pike.
And you're not Sheriff Morgan.
Last I heard, you and your boys were down in Texas by the border, near Lonesome Dove.
You hear right good. We come north after a little fracas with some old rangers down there, named Woodrow and Call and Augustus McCrae.
I heard of them too.
Well, next time you hear of them, they'll be dead. I ain't done with those old coots.
That's your business. As long as you keep it happen, you don't happen in my town. We keep it nice and quiet around here, Mr. Pike. And the way we do that is by not letting anyone but the law wear guns in town. Your boys do it over in Dodge too, and it's made a big difference. So I'll be asking you to hand your men here turn over all their weapons to me for as long as you're in Wells Junction.
That's
Well, you
topical.
I know, right? Very timely. Well, you can ask, but that don't mean you're going to receive.
It's the law, Mr. Pike.
I'm the law anywhere I go.
Oh, my paw can really lick that guy.
Ew.
Not like Rawhide. Gee,
Hey,
I don't know, Toby.
you'll see.
Looks like you could use some help here, Sheriff.
Well, I hope she's got more than you. That's still me.
That's still
Set
you.
a spell. I'll let you know if they got anything I can't handle alone.
Mr. Pike, I think the best thing for y'all to do is to saddle up and ride out.
Not likely.
I've heard you're fast. Well, I'm pretty fair with Colt myself. We don't want no trouble.
Well, I do. You come in here all tough talking like them Rangers in Texas. Well, let's see what you got, boy. That's right. I'll take the both of you right here, right now.
Walk away, George. I'll handle it.
I ain't leaving you.
But you sure as hell leaving. Draw, you hear me? Draw.
Stay out of it, George. Pike, I warned you.
Me and the boys watched through the window. That Pike pulled out his gun casket, and you can say spit. And he shot my paw, shot him twice, then shot at his little deputy. And, oh, I remember it too well.
That's right, boy. I ain't gonna kill you. Just wanted you to see if I'm the fastest there's ever lived. Now you mind me from here on, and we'll get along, all right? You don't, and you are one dead beanstalk sheriff.
We were horrified watching them.
Boys, drag that pile of dung outside, starting to stink up the bar.
They picked up my paw by all his limbs, tossed him out, and tossed the little deputy along with him. I stared at that man, but then I had to run. I had to go see Paw! Paw!
Son.
Leave that man alone. Oh,
No.
Nope. Who was that?
That's Rawhide.
Yeah.
Okay.
hey, leave that man alone. What is wrong with you people?
Ain't that the...
Sure looks like it.
And we saw him right there, the Rawhide Kid.
Wow.
Don't let my boy see me like this. Get Doc Baker.
Oh, stop. It's a few bruises and 2 bullets. You'll live.
Rawhide then stared at the men all watching from the saloon, staring them right down.
I'm sure he did.
Swore he was looking a little too strong. And then he finally got up and said,
I would have been here sooner, but I was having a conversation with Jean Grey.
Uh-huh.
Now, you thugs go on and get back to that saloon now, you hear? Or I'm going to get good and upset.
Boy, howdy. He ain't exactly what I was expecting.
But I am what you wanted.
No, he sure ain't. Dressing nice, though.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Ron,
you can
you're-
dress. Oh,
your mic-
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, he can dress. That's for damn sure. Bet them armbands alone cost a month's pay.
Oh,
I'm sorry, son.
This is a nightmare. A nightmare.
Jesus Lord. Okay, no wonder people got pissed.
Who's supposed
You're
to be
lucky to be alive, Matt.
Yeah, that's me, Mr. Lucky. My boy saw the whole thing, Doc.
You're outnumbered 10-1. Good Lord, man. You're only human if the Rawhide Kid hadn't showed up.
Hey.
The Rawhide Kid? Great. Now I got Cisco Pike and his gang and the Rawhide Kid all here at once.
Far as I ever heard, the kid's no outlaw. I always thought he was practically a lawman himself.
He's a gunfighter. Gunfighters bring trouble.
I think Gunfighter saved your life.
He's trouble. Plain and simple.
Well, I can see somebody's glass is half empty mood, so I won't try to talk sense to you right now. Tell you one thing about the Rawhide Kid, though.
What's that?
Man alive, he's a sharp dresser.
Thank you.
Top dress.
And then down back at our home, Pa had returned.
You're going to be just fine, Matt. You certainly had us worried. Isn't that right, Toby?
Yeah, I guess.
Son, come on over here. Laura, can you give us a minute?
Of course. My pa always used to tell us that sometimes you have to clear the air if you want to catch your breath.
Not sure that makes any sense, but if he was your pa, I imagine he was a smart fella.
I'll go fix y'all some food.
Sit down, boy. We need to have us a little talk. Son, I know just how you feel.
You do?
Of course. You got pretty scared today, didn't you?
I sure did.
No, that's all right. I think you feel a lot better if you talked about it.
Okay, if you say so.
A little talk never hurt nobody.
Well, see, I was just thinking about the shame and humiliation I was feeling while I watched you let your deputy get his brains blown out.
See, that's why he gives me the role of deputy, so he's going to kill me off. Thanks a lot, E.
Then
Gee, what-
see-
how do you feel, son? I feel like you're kind of a pussy, Dad. Just saying.
Then see you get beat like an old rug in front of all my friends and having to realize that my pa is nothing but a yellow-bellied coward.
Oh my God,
how-
this is awesome.
Now I gotta run away from home now so nobody will know I'm your son. That's all.
Sorry, I'm using up one of the F-bombs, but what the fuck did that come from?
I know,
And by the way, sir, there is no pussy in this book.
I'm sorry, man, pussy.
Oh, this and three
Hey,
camels.
Pa, I do feel better.
That's nice for you, son. Although I'd like to point out I may have been wrong about little talks not hurting anybody. But look here. I don't think I'm a coward.
Seriously?
What do you mean by that?
Did you boys get the air cleared?
We sure did. Pa understands why I'm so embarrassed and don't want to be his son no more on account of him being a coward.
I thought we were going to roast this book. It's roasting itself.
It is. That is not clean air.
Look, I didn't say that.
Well, I guess we can at least agree to disagree then, huh?
You know, I've had bad enough day without a lot of back sass from my own boy. Go outside and cut me a switch. You just bought yourself a whooping.
Whooping a 12-year-old ain't doing much for your ain't a coward argument.
He's got a point.
Man alive, this really ain't been my day.
Oh, Jesus, Lord in heaven. we got two.
Drink this in. Drink this
The
in.
Rawhide Kid is in his skivvies.
396. Hey. 97. Hey. 98. Hey. 99 and 400.
Us and the boys were watching Rawhide as he was getting his workout on. Man, he is cut. But then one of us must have stepped on something. There was a cracking. And the Rawhide Kid sure heard that. Without even hesitating, he reached for his gun and pulled him out.
Don't you dare make a move.
Oh, don't shoot, kid. It's me. Toby Morgan, the sheriff's son.
Weren't you supposed to be out getting a switch, boy?
Shut up, Pa!
Oh, the sheriff's son.
I don't like how you say that.
What do you think of my briefs?
Oh my.
You stop.
Well, my goodness. What an imposing bunch of young men I've got visiting me.
God,
Let
what is
me-
this book?
Let me get a robe to put over my tent.
I just have to groom a little bit.
And we saw him as he pulled out his coat, got it right wrapped around himself.
Well, all right. This show's over. Come on up.
Dear God.
Sir, I just wanted to thank you for helping out my pa.
Oh, please. That's what I do. I ride around till I find some trouble, then I step in. But you're welcome. He seems like a nice, albeit a little on the terse side, man.
Are you really the fastest there is? Faster than Cisco Pike, Kid Colt, or even the Lone Ranger?
You kids are such gossips, aren't you? You little scamps. Okay, here's the rundown. I'm faster than Kid Colt, the Two-Gun Kid, Apache Kid, Kid Shalene, also faster than Wyatt Earp, who was so overrated and rude. It makes me crazy to talk about it. Now, until today, I've never met Cisco Pike, so I don't know about him, but we're having drinks later.
Well, what about the Lone Ranger?
Honey, as far as I'm concerned, all I can say is I don't care which one of us is faster. I just want to meet him. I think that mask and that powder blue outfit are fantastic. I can certainly see why that Indian follows him around.
Oh, dear God.
Can I just say that Breen's accent actually matches this book perfectly?
You may.
Mr. Rawhide, did you ever meet Billy the Kid?
Met him. Didn't like him. End of story.
Well, what about Doc Holliday?
A disgusting man. The drinking and coughing, ugh. It's like trying to have a conversation with a bacteria farm.
Hey, did you go out with Annie Oakley? I think she's something.
Oh, bite your tongue. Let me say this about that. Annie is a wonderful person. Very smart, very funny. I borrow her clothes sometimes. Not my type. But I can see how somebody with a very wide window of acceptability might find her attractive. But come on. You've seen pictures of it, haven't you?
Yeah, in the paper and the dime novels.
I'm hoping to get some pictures of you. I mean, then I rest my case.
How about Wild Bill Hickok? You ever met him?
Oh, yes, we certainly have met.
Oh,
Mind if I smoke? Get it?
Well,
okay. So, are they making a joke because he's the only one with
Yeah.
hickory cock?
absolutely.
There we go. Okay.
With this crap book and writing? Oh, 100%.
We watched as Rawhide went ahead, pulled himself out a cigarette and his fancy cigarette holder. Usually he does this after he's done, but he's doing it before now.
Very nice man. Bigger than life, if you know what I'm saying.
As if you needed any clarification. I mean, good God.
Is that all you boys are interested in? Celebrities?
It's the subtlety, I think, that really is driving LK to drink right now.
Yeah.
Well,
He's not.
Well, we all took a moment, thought about his question, and then answered.
Pretty much.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
You bet.
Me too. Let's talk Buffalo Bill.
And to be continued. Oh my gosh, that's how they ended this book?
Yes.
Lord.
Yes.
Oh my God! So the first half of this book is a decent Western type story, with the bad guy coming in and the sheriff, and then this thing just goes completely off the rails. Holy God!
I've got to tell you something. It's a lot of fun. First time I've ever read it. Did any of you guys read this beforehand?
I read through it before this.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
This is the first time I've ever read it. I've got to tell you, this is stupid beyond stupidness. I can see why it pissed off everybody. I'm not pissed because I know I kind of expected it going in. We all heard about it before.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We have planned to do all 5 issues during this particular month. So we will be telling the story. So join us next week, definitely, for chapter 2 of the Rawhide Kid Slaps Leather.
Of 5 parts.
Of 5, yes. It's the 3rd now, so we should have 5 Fridays. I'm guessing.
3rd, 10th, 17th.
Nope, there's only 30 days in June.
Yeah,
So-
it'll be July 1.
July 1 is that would be around the Friday, right? It would be the 7th. Like she said, it would be the 10th, the 17th,
The
the
24th.
24th,
And then July 1st.
July 1st. And
Yeah.
after July 1st, though, we're going straight into the real Pride Month, where we do American heroes and such.
Yeah,
That is, and I really have to stress this, that is if you guys support us.
Hey, I'm an
this-
American hero.
Yeah. I need we need shares, we need likes, we need comments on the videos and such like that to keep doing this. This is a channel, and just like channel, we get different TV shows, and if they're low rated,
What is it? We just read this book, and you're telling people they've got to do work to make sure they get to see more of this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Friends,
This is awesome.
this is Pledge Month on England Teen.
It truly is. It truly is.
If you want to continue seeing great quality programming like this, then you need to make sure you click, like, subscribe, and also comment on the video, because that will help build the algorithm and get the publicity needed to keep this great channel going.
That is
England
true.
Teen is supported by viewers like you.
That is exactly true. Yes.
Literally supported.
So
and
by
with
all
your
means, please.
contribution, you'll get a 5 CD set of the best of the 60s folk songs.
But that being said, I was enjoying the story until his dialogue was inappropriate with underage kids. Most of us in the LGBTQ community don't want to be. And by the way, for Miss So, I guess sometimes I'll slip up and do the LGBTQ thing. Don't want to be associated with grooming. That part was yuck.
Yeah,
Also,
that was good.
I don't think that things had the stigma back in the day that they would now. That's just a thing. People were people for a long time. There wasn't all this let's go freaking crazy and everything. Now I see something's going on because I'm slowing up. I don't know if that's
You're fine. You're fine.
Well, it was also mentioned. No, we're not prepared. It would be better for us to do a short one today and then come back next week than to do something we're not prepared for, I think. Oh, no. Oh, where's my umbrella and coffee mug? Oh, I guess, yeah, in order to...
Oh, sorry. That's what you get for donating.
Yeah.
For donating. I got to come up with a coffee mug or something.
Or a
Yeah,
tote bag.
Well, or if you donate $20, you'll get a wonderful polka CD with all of Eric and England Teen's greatest hits.
Like a rhinestone cowboy.
Yoishin,
Gosh.
yoishin.
I just can't quit you, E.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yes, exactly that, by the way.
Žere hlavně pražáky, jmenuje se Jožin. Jožin, spážin, močá.
There you go. Can't do too much of it.
I have that on my playlist to listen to. love
I
that
know.
song.
I've actually heard more songs from them. It's a lot of fun. It really is. So by all means.
Yeah, I just can't help though. I mean, this book was fine, and then it gets into the conversation between the kid and the dad, and it was like, What the hell?
That was freaking awesome. My mind just, I can't believe it. That
you
was
was
so
embarrassed?
freaking awesome.
Instead of like, oh my God, my dad's been shot in the street.
Dad, why are you such a little bitch?
Do you think that John Severin had any idea what this book was that he was doing?
Probably not.
I'm guessing he didn't.
No,
But-
'cause, I mean, his art is too good for this book. I mean,
It is.
I think the art's really solid in this, and especially for the type of book, especially if you kind of like compare this to, like a Vertigo style book. I mean, it kind of makes me think of Fables a little bit in terms of Mark Buckingham's art.
Well, it's just if you look at I know he did a lot of Sergeant Furies. I'm sure he did some westerns in the 50s and 60s too.
Probably. But to be fair, that kid smarting off like that was a trope on a lot of the sitcoms in that era. They would smart off to their parents. So that was actually anachronistic for a Western, but perfectly timely for that when it was published.
Again, it's like one thing where I could see that where if his dad had just say got smacked in the head or something, by the bad guy or told off and then walked away. But no, his dad was shot in the street. I mean, it's just like, oh my God.
I'm going through some of the comments back when we're doing the readings, we don't really read too many comments and such like this. Let's see. Now, who was it? Anyone ever see Venkman and the Frog in the same room together? Only one of us.
I've seen them in the same room.
Right. Is E doing John Wayne? Actually, I found out that the accent I had to do tonight was not very far off from what I hear around me and from my own. So there you go.
All around me are familiar voices.
Wait for Clint Eastwood to show up. Let's see, and that was
my
in
gosh.
a disguise. And by stared, we mean he Me Too'd them with his eyes, says Rhaegar.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, and Comic Book Frog's doing Toy Story quotes. The only reason Pixel is great in this book is because he's reading his lines from the closet, says Comic Book Frog.
Frog, I want you to eat hot death.
Tehillium is saying we should do something on the Trigger Twins.
Well, but we would have to do it as the Triggered Twins and have them bitch
Triggered
about
Twins.
everything.
Alrighty. Yeah, what is the first appearance of the Trigger Twins? We'll get into all that kind of stuff at some point in time, I'm sure. But if anybody wants to look that up, like what's the first appearance of the Trigger Twins? Let's see.
Or are we talking about Jan and Zaina?
No. The Trigger Twins are a Western comic.
Oh.
He just had 6 with him, and now he wants smoking. I watched Sons of Katie Elder this week. John Wayne really does walk like Nathan Lane in Birdcage. Yeah, John Wayne always kind of kept his arms like this. I don't know why, but or at least one, there'd be like it was like he was a drunk guy with palsy walking sometimes because he would always do this. And by the way, I am a fan of John Wayne films. He sure taught those Indians what for.
Oh yeah.
Must have been weird being that one cashier who saw a frog ordering the food. Let's see. What else we got? It was a hilarious read through. Nice job, guys, says Miss So. The convo between the sons and the dad was hilarious. That freaking blew my mind. I mean, it blew my mind.
Yeah.
It did. I was not
Crazy.
expecting that. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is so freaking funny. I loved it. That was awesome.
Things were even better.
Yeah. And in issue 2, Dad here is still seething, waiting for his son to come back with that switch.
Oh my gosh, I'm almost wanting to just fire up issue 2 right now.
Let's do it.
But the thing is, if we did it, we would be it would of course be improvisational with the characters. So basically we've got The same characters. LK will play the sheriff. Pixel will be the kid. Eric's the Rawhide Kid. And Maranya and myself will just pick up side characters. I'll go first. You go second. Way.
Well, and we could do that, but I mean, you did say, I mean, technically, I mean, with business weeks, we do have 5 Fridays.
Yeah, we do.
I won't be here next week, so. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Trusty's like, do it.
I will defer to the panel.
Do it.
Eric, you're the star of the show.
God, I knew I should have eaten dinner first.
Okay, kids. I'll tell you what. We'll wait until next week, but otherwise.
Wait, we got somebody popping in. It looks like I heard it.
Hey.
Oh no! It's the frog.
Hey,
It's the frog.
I drank some water tonight.
Over.
Yeah, there you go. Trigger twin powers vibrate.
Oh no!
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna wait until next week. But guys, thanks for hanging out with us. I hope you did enjoy the show, the reading, the whole 9 yards. It was a lot of fun. LK, you hated the book, but you must have had a good time reading.
Oh, I had a great time.
There you go. All
I
right.
had the best character.
Do we have to quote the Flintstones theme song? Did we have a gay old time?
We had a gay old time.
I just want to point out that there's something in the water because this was the gayest reading ever.
Hey,
What?
what if,
Hey.
It
Right.
turned the frog gay.
turn the frog
Hey.
gay. There we go.
Oh, Trusty. Trusty.
What if Fat Albert were gay? Hey. All right, kids. Once again, thank you very much for hanging out with us for Chapter 2. Please join us next Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, for Rawhide Kid Slap Leather issue number 2. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. Please, by all means, share this out. Hit like, drop by, and just leave a hello comment or just say something. It helps the algorithm. The reason why I'm pushing it is, in all honesty, guys, I did a couple of videos this week, and it's really working right now. So I want to make a push on getting this channel back on track. And so you're going to see a few things different, maybe a few more solo morning time or young afternoon live streams as well. And a lot of the live streams are going to be as short as this or a little bit shorter because they have a better and longer afterlife. So
I just want to point out it looks the same from the closet. Right, Pixel?
okay. All righty. So once again, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much to Eric as the Rawhide Kid, LK as the sheriff, Pixel as the kid, Maranya as the ma, and the deputy, the dead deputy, and
Yeah, you can always
The
kill
Christmas tree for living. Still.
The Christmas tree lives, but you always kill my character off.
because I'm trying to send you a message, Maranya, and you're just not getting it.
Well, we
I
had
appreciate
we had the stuff Maranya back in the refrigerator.
All righty, there you
Even
go.
though I
Right?
wasn't-
I know.
No, it wasn't in the reading.
All
I
righty.
was in the water.
As always, gang, thank you very, very much for watching. You kids have a good night.
Good night.
Don't be a
Slap
bitch like my
leather.
pa.